Hello everybody and welcome. Hope you're all well. Now, all what we've been doing in the last few sessions is leading to this. All right. This is where we put everything together. All right. We're going to write the sketch. What we're going to do on this occasion, we're not going to build a dashboard from scratch. What we're going to do, we're going to import a sketch. All right, I've left a link below where you can get that sketch from. But just to remind you what we're looking at, this is what we're trying to achieve. Right, reading our BME280 data to a dashboard. All right, so let's crack on because we've got quite a bit of coding to do. So bring up your IDE. Arduino Integrated Development Environment. Make sure you're on the correct board. Right, you may have more than one, same as I have. Obviously, you need new sketch and make sure you're connected. Right, there's a lot of code to do. I'll probably be taking a break in between. All right, and I suggest that you do the same. There's about 100 lines of code. Right, first thing we need to do, all them libraries that we installed early on in an earlier session, we have to include those. So hashtag include. All right, hashtag include space less than, and it's y by dot h. Right, and it's greater than. Enter. Hashtag include space less than hub sub client. Hub capital S sub capital C client. Okay, oh, client. All right, dot H and greater than space. Enter. Hashtag include. Okay, space less than, and it's wire.h. Capital W on the wire. And greater than, enter. Hashtag include. Space less than, and it's Adafruit. Okay, underscore. BME capitals. And it's the 280. If you're using a different sensor, then obviously you've got to include that library. .h greater than. Enter. Hashtag include. And it's the sensor. So it's Adafruit sensor underscore sensor. Capital S on the sensor. Dot H greater than. All right. I'm just checking that looks okay. Adafruit underscore BM. Yep. Okay. Now we need to do our Wi-Fi settings. So we need to do our SSID and password. So it's const space char. We've done this before. Equals and equals space quotes, and then you want to put your SSID in. Right, so it's your own. All right. Come outside the quotes, enter, const, jar, star, space, password, space, quotes. Sorry, password, I forgot the equals. Let's come outside the quotes, equals and space. inside the quotes, and then put your password. All right, your password. Okay, come outside the quotes. Well, I forgot, because I've been doing a little bit of Python for my own research. Don't forget your semicolons. Right, now we need to put our where our Mqtt broker is. All right, so you need your Raspberry Pi or wherever you put your broker. All right, so const char star space Mqtt underscore server. So this is wherever you put your server, equals quotes. All right, and you want the IP address. Mine is 192.168.0.208. All right, what I'll do, just to remind you how to let me just pull up a what's the name? So let's go here. Okay, so what you do, open a terminal. All right, and hopefully everybody's using the Raspberry Pi, and you put in hostname space dash capital I, and it comes up with your IP address. Right, that's the way you get your IP address. Okay. All right. So you put your IP address in. Right. Come back to where I was. So there's my IP address for my Mqtt driver. Let's put a space in there, carrying on with this configuration. Wi-Fi, bumpy text, clients, space ESP, small k, capital C for client, semicolon, enter. Right. The next we want pub, sub, right, bumpy text, client, space client, sorry, brackets on, ESP, client, capital C on the client. Right, brackets off, semicolon, enter. Then long, space, last message. And message is capital MSG. All right, equals 0. Semicolon, enter. Char, space MSG for message. Then it's square brackets, 50. Come outside the square brackets, semicolon, enter. Int value. Right, int a value equals 0, semicolon, enter, enter. Right, put a bit of space there. Now we need to put in what type of communication protocol we're using. All right, and we are going to be using I2C. Let me pull this down a bit where we can. Put some spaces in, as we normally do. So what we want to put here is Adafruit underscore BME 280 space BME. It's all small case. All right, so space BME, all small case, semicolon, enter. Put another little space there. Then what we're going to be measuring, so it's float. Float, that means we can have a point something if we put a float in, and it's temperature. So they spell temperature equals 0, semicolon, enter, float, humidity. They spell humidity equals 0, semicolon, enter. Right. Have a space. The next we want a const. This is for our pin, LED pin we'll call it. Right, and we put it equals, we put it on number 4. Right, which we did when we built the circuit. We put the LED pin on number 4. Semicolon, enter. All right, so that's that part done, all the variables. We're not doing too bad, guys. We're not doing too bad. Right, void setup. Things we don't want to happen only once. All right, so let's get rid of that. Serial.begin is the first one. All right. Serial.begin. Brackets on 115,200 or whatever speed you have your serial monitor running at. Semicolon, enter. So you can also so what we're going to do, so we got that. So if, let's put a little bit of space in here. Okay, serial.begin. That's our default settings. So if, brackets on, exclamation mark, BME, all small case, dot begin, brackets on, 0 times 7/6. Brackets off, brackets off. Space. Right? No semicolon after an if. We have curly brackets. Enter. Serial. Dot print line. And then for the line, brackets on, quotes. Could not find valid BME sensor. BME280 sensor, comma, phase check, wiring. All right, check wiring. And you can put an exclamation mark, come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. All right. And what that's going to do is, if you've wired your sensor up wrong, it tells you. Right, it tells you. Okay, next thing is while, space, brackets on 1, come outside the brackets, semicolon. All right. Now we're going to set up the Wi-Fi for this. So we come outside the curly brackets, enter. Right, let's put a space in there as well. And let's come down a bit where we can all see. So what we need to do is set up underscore. And then Wi-Fi is all small case. Brackets on, brackets off, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. client dot set server brackets on set server brackets on Mqtt all small case underscore server comma space 1883 come outside the brackets semicolon enter excuse me client dot set call capital C on the call back brackets on call back. So this time all small case. Okay, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter, enter. Let's come down a bit. Then we've got to set our pin mode. All right, so pin mode. Done this before, guys. And it's our LED pin. And it's going to be a comma and it's going to be an output. An output is all capitals, all right? All right, come outside that, semicolon, and come down to the curly brackets, enter. And let's come up a bit. Let's put some more spaces in here. Right, and enter. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to set up our void setup. But it's a setup, it's underscore Wi-Fi. Right, brackets on, brackets off. Come outside the brackets. You can put a little space there if you want. Curly brackets on, enter. Delay. And we'll have it for 10 milliseconds. Come outside the delay, semicolon, enter. And I'm not a delat. It's a delay. Right. Enter. We start by connecting to a Wi-Fi network. Okay. So it's going to be serial dot print ln brackets on, brackets off. From outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. Serial.print. And it's brackets on, quotes, connecting to space. Come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. And serial.println ln for line, brackets on, and in here put SSID, all small case. Come through, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. Right. And it's Wi-Fi, bumpy text. Got begin. Brackets on. SSID, all small case, comma, space, password. All right. Come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. And then we got while. Space, brackets on, Wi-Fi, bumpy text. Got status, brackets on, brackets off. Come outside the brackets, space, exclamation mark, equals, space, capital WL underscore connected. Right, all uppercase. Come outside the brackets, space, curly brackets, enter. Delay. Brackets on, we'll have half a second. Come outside the delay, brackets, semicolon, enter. Serial dot print, brackets on, quotes, and then it's just a full stop. Right, come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon. All right, come down to here and come outside the curly brackets. All right, and now what we do is serial dot print ln align, brackets on, quotes on, come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. Serial dot print line, brackets on, quotes, Wi-Fi connected. Okay. All right. Come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. Serial dot print line, brackets on. All right, quotes. There's my quotes gone, and it's IP address. Exclamation, colons, space, come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. And it's serial dot print line. Okay, brackets on, Wi-Fi, bumpy text, dot local IP capitals. Brackets on, brackets off. Come outside the brackets, come outside the brackets, semicolon. Excuse me. Right, and then come outside the curly brackets. Now then, what we're going to do is, I think we're about halfway. I'm going to just verify everything's hunky-dory. It's good to do this to verify that you've got all your code correct halfway through, especially if you've got a long sketch. All right, a long sketch. So just verifying it. Just a reminder, if you haven't got your equipment, your boards, modules, sensors, inputs, outputs, we've got a couple of links below. Just check them out. Okay. You might get them cheaper than Amazon. You never know. Just have a look. Right. So, it's done the local IP. Let's come down a bit. Right. We got something wrong. Callback. Station expected before Wi-Fi client. Have a look. Come back up to here. So we are set up Wi-Fi. I can see what's wrong there. If, and that's while. And then in Wi-Fi, set up Wi-Fi. setup underscore Wi-Fi, brackets on, brackets off. Right, client dot set server, capital S on the server. Okay, capital S on the server. Mqtt set call back. Client set call back. Right, let's hope that's all we had the problem there. Let's try again. Yeah, we're about halfway through the sketch, so good to verify it. And then quick intermission after this, and then we'll get back to it. Check in. I'm just checking stuff, just always good to check, always good to check. Right, hub sub client. Go back up to here. So hub sub base client, brackets on, Wi-Fi client base ESP client, semicolons, hub sub client brackets on ESP client. What was it? A couple of days there. Fallback. Wi-Fi client. client. Base ESP client. Hub sub client. Okay, what we do, guys, we'll have our break here. I'll sort out these things and I'll tell you what was wrong and when we'll carry on with the sketch. So have a 5-minute break. See you in a minute. Hello. What I've decided to do, instead of continuing with this video, I did make the second part, and it's just as long as this part. All right, so I'm going to split the doing the sketch into two. All right, so we're going to have a part 1 and part 2. So thanks for watching this part. All right, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye-bye.